the spreading pandemic of autoimmune diseases. The sad reality is that patients with unrecognized infections are being labeled as having autoimmune diseases and sentenced to lifelong treatment with powerful immunosuppressive drugs, while their physicians won't consider the possibility that pathogens play a causative role in chronic inflammatory illness. And some of these doctors, to whom patients entrust their lives, are ridiculing them for even suggesting they be tested. Blind allegiance to what you are spoon-fed by a professional medical society is the antithesis of being intellectually curious and scientific. Chronic looks at the field of autoimmunity with new eyes. It's filled with useful information for readers at all levels of medical and scientific background. It is extensively researched, thoroughly vetted, and contains information you can use to educate your doctor, family, and friends. As a survivor of a chronic infection that nearly claimed my life, and a physician for nearly 30 years, I can't help but mourn the dying practice of the art of medicine. Here we see it on full display in Dr. Stephen Phillips, who still relies on his clinical skills and judgment as a practitioner of the healing art of medicine. I know Stephen personally and can attest to the fact that he spends hours with his patients, learning through observation and being an attentive listener. Dr. Phillips adapts his treatment to the needs of the individual patient. That is personalized medicine in its purest form. There is a detailed description of the rationale for the antibiotics he uses and his approach to administering them, and an equally informative section on non-antibiotic antimicrobials and medicinal herbs. Perhaps most importantly, Chronic describes a therapeutic approach that considers the patient as a human being and addresses emotional healing using a variety of techniques that have proven effective. As reinforced in this book, healing the mind and body are equally important. Chronic is a beautiful blend of the perspectives of two highly respected professionals who come from different backgrounds but share a common journey. Anyone who knows Dana Parish can see her influence in this book. A humanistic approach articulated through the lens of a prolific singer-songwriter whose life was derailed by chronic infections. That's how she met Stephen, and the two have since been on a singular mission to educate others through the press, public lectures, and social media. Dana's song, I See You, which she wrote for Idina Menzel, has become somewhat of an anthem for those suffering in silence, alienated by family and friends, and shunned by much of the medical field. Dana, perhaps as much as any individual, has elevated the conversation and visibility of these patients in the public eye. I've been involved in biomedical research at prestigious academic cancer centers, where we have published our work in top-tier journals, and was fortunate to have led translational research programs for 2 cancer therapies that were approved by the FDA. I've seen excellent science, and conversely, lots of people who talk a good game but have nothing to support their claims. Chronic is extensively backed by published scientific research. If you are looking for a book that provides facts that you can use to counter naysayers point by point, want to understand how pathogens can play a causative role in autoimmune, neurodegenerative, and psychiatric illnesses, and catch a glimpse of how this preeminent physician treats his patients with complex chronic infections, mind and body, look no further than this book. Neil Spector, M.D., medical oncologist, cancer researcher, and author of Gone in a Heartbeat, A Physician's Search for True Healing. Introduction. 3 things cannot long be hidden: the sun, the moon, and the truth. Buddha. It was the 3 a.m. request that would stop any mother's heart. Mommy, you need to take the knives out of my room and the scissors because I'm going to hurt.